In my mind, I was never going to walk right again. Before we were through, we had walked 23 steps. And that was my first steps of freedom. This patient is saying thank you.
And I'm Carney Porter. We are going to jump right into weather because it's been such a beautiful day. We got to talk about it to kick it off. Today is very warm and sunny with a high of 89 and some light wind. Tomorrow will be partly cloudy with a high again of 89 and some more light wind. Thursday looks pretty cloudy with a high of 60 and winds up to 22 miles per hour. Friday's temperatures will increase a little to 63 degrees with high humidity at 32%. This weekend looks rainy with an 80% chance of rain on Saturday and a 40% chance on Sunday. And that's a look into your weekly forecast. Any updates can be found on the Ocali app.
Our first news story tonight is the Student Government Association election. Caitlin Kirksey and Kristen Ball will serve as the 2019 and 2020 Oklahoma State University Student Body Vice President and President. Kirksey and Ball won the runoff with 1,088 votes. The Dunn & Cragg campaign received 981 votes to finish runner-up. The announcement came after allegations against all three of the campaigns were filed. The accusations forced the SGA Supreme Court to take action. The SGA Supreme Court's findings were released to the public this past weekend.
Actress Lori Loughlin and 15 other wealthy parents now face additional charges of conspiring to commit fraud and money laundering as part of the growing college admissions scandal. Prosecutors said the superseding indictment charges them with conspiring to launder bribes and other payments through a charity, as well as by transferring money into the United States to promote the fraud. Loughlin and her husband are accused of paying $500,000 to the fake charity to get their two daughters into the University of Southern California as crew recruits, even though their children did not participate in the sport.
New York City has declared the measles outbreak affecting the Orthodox Jewish community in Williamsburg to be a public health emergency. Mayor Bill de Blasio said earlier today unvaccinated people living in select zip codes will be required to receive the measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine known as MMR to reduce the outbreak and protect others. Under the mandatory vaccinations, the Department of Health and Mental Hygiene will check the vaccination records of any individual who may have been in contact with those infected patients. Those who have not received the MMR vaccine may be given a violation and could be fined $1,000.
This year's Calf Ride is approaching close and fast as college students gear up to enjoy a 3-day event full of live country music. However, this year, the Calf Ride's most attractive event, which is the tailgate, will sadly be used as an overflow parking lot. Here's Savannah Saucedo with more on the story.
One thing that Stillwater is proud to host, along with America's greatest homecoming and OSU football games, is the gathering of country stars every year known as Calf Rye.
Are we just going right to commercial?
Calf Rye started in 1991 and is a 3-day Texas country music festival held at the Tumbleweed Outdoor Amphitheater in Stillwater, Oklahoma. However, lately, one of the biggest attractions has been not the festival itself, but a tailgate that is held on the property near the concert right next to Life Church on Country Club Road. This tailgate brings together over 1,000 college students, the majority that are not planning on attending any part of the actual music festival. Unfortunately, this year's Calf Rye Festival will be lacking the thing most liked by a great deal of Stillwater's finest, where now the land will be used as overflow parking. We interviewed a few past patrons to hear their perspectives on the music festival and tailgate.
When I think of tailgates and when I think of Calf Rye, I think of all my best buddies from all over campus, no matter their backgrounds or what they do at OSU, coming together for a fun weekend to kind of cap off the whole year.
When people think of Calf Rye, they think of a bunch of college students, mostly underage, gathering around a semicircle of pickup trucks and just drinking beer. Sweet Caroline comes on and they all just beer shower each other.
We then asked these OSU students with different perspectives to provide us with their opinion on the cancellation of this year's tailgate.
The tailgates have definitely escalated. There's been a lot more people these past couple years. Maybe it's gotten out of hand. Do I think that the solution is to completely get rid of it and hammer down? No. It definitely is something that could be maintained or managed better, but I don't think the solution is to completely get rid of it.
So when I first heard that tailgates at Calf Rye were canceled, I truly believed that it was because of the unsafe environments for college students. I know that there's a high number of DUIs and college students just getting themselves sick and doing things that are not safe for themselves or for people around them. So I truly believe that the police in Stillwater enforced these rules and kind of finally came to a realization that this is something that shouldn't happen anymore.
It has been made clear that this land was owned by the bank and has been turned over to a new owner who is not willing to allow the tailgates to continue to grow out of hand by having Tumbleweed release a statement of rules for what is to come for the property during the music festival. This year's Calf Rye Music Festival is still en route to happen this coming May, but there will be a drastic change with the land that used to host rowdy tailgates now being a place for overflow parking. The loss of this tailgate site seems to be upsetting to some, while understandable to others. We won't know the repercussions of this decision in regards to the success of the festival until it has taken place, but it is safe to say that Calf Rye will never be the same.
Thanks, Savannah. And we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll have more with Tail Waggin' Tuesdays. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Daily O. It is Tail Wagging Tuesdays, my favorite day of the week. We have Jackie Roscoe, the director of the Stillwater Humane Society, and she brought along the cutest little pup, Pansy. Say hi, Pansy. Goodness. So can you tell us a little something about Pansy?
Oh, this is Pansy. We think she's a boxer, maybe Mastiff mix, because she's only about 4, maybe 5 months old. And as you can see, she's going to be a big dog. She was picked up as a stray by Stillwater Animal Welfare, and now she's available for adoption.
So take us through, every dog is different, so take us, kind of through her days and what, her life is like. Is she more active than a lot of dogs?
She is, and the nice thing about Pansy is she loves everybody and everything. So she loves other dogs. She's even good with cats and loves kids. She's pretty quiet. For a puppy, she keeps her kennel really, really clean, so she's probably pretty close to being housebroken. But she is a puppy, so she will need a lot of chew toys and a lot of treats. We all love her at the shelter.
Oh, I love her. She's so sweet. I could keep her here all day. So tell me, how long has she been in the shelter with you?
We've had her for 2 weeks. She has recently been spayed, so she hasn't been able to run and play a lot. So today she got the all clear to run and play with the other dogs. So she's had a busy day already, so she's pretty tired.
Oh, so sweet. That's why she's being such a good girl.
Yeah.
So how easy would it be for someone to be able to adopt her? If they wanted to come as early as tomorrow morning, would they be able to do that?
Yeah, we're open from 1 to 6 tomorrow. We do have a 1-page adoption application. I talked to a lot of landlords just to make sure you're allowed to have pets where you live. But if you come in and it's approved, you can take her home the same day you walk through the door.
Just make sure you have that apartment
yes,
pet fee.
Make sure you're allowed to have pets where you live. But like I said, she's going to be a big dog, so she's going to need an active family, probably a big yard to run and play in, or someone who likes to go running or hiking or biking.
Would you say she'd be larger than 50 pounds?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
yeah, just by looking at her feet, I think she's going to be a pretty big dog.
By looking at her feet, I would have never even thought to do that. I learned something new today. And how many other dogs do you have currently living in the Humane Society waiting to be adopted?
We currently have 18 dogs that are looking for their forever homes. A lot of them will be at Walk and Wag on April 27th in the morning, so make sure that you stop out. If you don't have a dog, that's okay. You can still come out, and we'll let you walk one of our shelter dogs.
And that's at
Boomer Lake on April 27th at 9 o'clock in the morning. Just go on our website and get registered.
Oh, well, thank you so much for bringing this sweet little pup along with you today. And make sure if you want to go adopt Pansy or any of the other wonderful dogs or cats that they have at the Humane Society, stop by as soon as possible. They're all really anxious to have homes. And we'll be right back.
Determining your future by selecting a major can be difficult.
It's okay to be undecided.
Connect with the College of Arts and Sciences, where your options are endless.
Where you can uncover your passions and achieve your goals.
Express your creativity by exploring a career in the visual and performing arts.
Investigate new discoveries to make the world a better place with a career in science.
Advance knowledge, communicate progress, and contribute to a healthier planet with a career rooted in the social sciences.
Discover your career by looking at the world from different perspectives through the humanities.
Realize a better tomorrow through problem solving and mining data that can change lives.
CAS prepares you to succeed through internships, study abroad, student-guided research projects, and service activities.
With 109 majors, 52 minors, and 24 departments, the only thing missing is you. College of Arts and Sciences.
Connect.
Achieve. Succeed.
When you have a team of physicians and nurses that really truly care about their patients, that translates into patient care.
It's a small practice, it's a small town. Everybody really takes that time to put the patient first.
Everybody cares what's happening to me and that I'm making progress and I'm gaining my freedom back and my mobility back. This patient is saying thank you.
This spring, I invite you to shop in downtown Stillwater. Downtown Stillwater is home to locally owned shops, boutiques, eateries, and dependable professionals that you can trust. Find the perfect gift for your graduate, have a delicious meal with mom, or just stop in to enjoy great spring savings. By creating a demand for local goods and services, you can ensure a place for the local businesses that help give our community character and keep it unique. On behalf of Downtown Stillwater, thank you for shopping local.
be against the law to look this damn good. Watch out now. Cause baby, I feel real good and I wish I would. Watch out now. It's gotta be against the law to look this damn good. Watch out now. Everybody watch out. Watch out now. I'm ready for a good time and I came to groove. The whole band's here and we came to move. Got a fresh haircut and 2 new shoes. We're here all night like we got nothing to lose. I'm coming out the jacket cause we're turning up the heat. I wanna see you clapping when you get up out your seat. It's time to make it happen when we hit these streets. I'm coming in hot and I can't be beat. Watch out now. Baby, watch out now.
Hello, I'm Brendan Collins. Let's take a stroll down memory lane in one of the most recognized halls of fame in Oklahoma. Electronic communications student Nick Oldenburg takes us through Heritage Hall.
Some won championships. Some broke barriers. Some led the nation. Some will never be forgotten. While baseball has Cooperstown, basketball has Springfield, and football has Canton, Oklahoma State University has Heritage Hall. Here, every important memory for OSU athletics is stored. Everywhere you look, you see pictures of athletes who used to walk down the same streets that we use today, and memorabilia from contests that took place in the same stadiums, but in front of different audiences. It is considered a great honor to earn a place in here. But this didn't happen overnight. In 1998, when Gallagher-Iba Arena began renovation, OSU alumni Kay Norris introduced the idea of having sports memorabilia from every era in a centralized museum. Immediately, a call went out to OSU alumni, students, and fans. As expected, the Cowboys answered. After 3 years of planning, gathering, and building, Heritage Hall opened in November 2001. In the years that have followed, Heritage Hall has grown into the must-see destination that it is today. No matter how many changes it goes through, though, there will always be one constant. It takes a special athlete to be an Oklahoma State cowboy or cowgirl. It takes a legend, though, to call Heritage Hall home.
Thanks, Nick. If you want to check out Heritage Hall for yourself, it's on the south side of Gallagher-Iba Arena. Last night, Virginia won its first national championship after defeating Texas Tech in overtime. Our own Cardi Porter has more on the story.
Championship, right?
Yeah.
Who were you rooting for?
I was rooting for Tech.
Okay, so that leads up to my question of the day. Instant replay. Good call, bad call.
You know, at first I was like, that's a bad call, but after watching it, I thought it was a good call. It looked like it looked like his pinky touch. So after watching it, after taking a couple minutes, I thought it was a good call.
All right, national championship game. You watched it, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so in overtime, the pinky call that, you know, led to the out of bounds, supposedly. All right, pinky call. Good call or bad call, and why?
I think it was a bad call because it was really like saying that he was defending the ball, and so he hit it with his pinky, which made it go out. So that's determining that it's out just because, like you touched it, whenever the foul should have been called on the Virginia guy for basically pushing the guy out of the way.
Not that, you know, we're trying to be loyal to Big 12 or anything, you know, not that we're biased, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so last night's national championship, you watched, right?
Yes.
Okay, so instant replay with the pinky. Question of the day. Good call, bad call. Why?
Well, first, I definitely think it was a bad call, strictly because before he got the ball, like, hit away from him, the dude, like, clearly fouled him kind of before that, and I just thought, like, and especially because they called it out on the Virginia player, and so I didn't think it was conclusive enough to, like, go back, and they took a lot of time. I don't think it was conclusive enough to, like, overturn it, you know, especially the minute left in overtime of the national championship. It's kind of questionable.
All right, so national championship game. Watched it, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay, well, my question of the day for you is the instant replay. Good call or bad call, and why?
I kind of think it was a bad call, but wreck him. But I think that
from the angles, I didn't think that it was indisputable evidence, and so I thought that it should have just gone the same way that they called it originally, because from the different angles, you can really tell if there was space in between the pinky or not. So I think it should have gone this way.
Wow, so detail-oriented too. That's nice. I wish I had looked at life like that too, detail-oriented. So our questions of the day turned into answers of the day, and boy, do we get a lot of them. So tune in this week for more of Question of the Day and see what other questions we come up with.
After being the first #1 seed to lose to a 16 seed, Virginia completed one of the best turnarounds in recent sports history. Both Virginia head coach Tony Bennett and Texas Tech head coach Chris Beard felt the emotions of the big game. Virginia has already opened as the favorite for next year's national title.
To him before
the Masters
in the locker room. I said, you guys face pressure that no team in the history of the game has faced, well, really all year, but being down 14 against Gardner-Webb. I said, and you did not panic in that moment, and you fought, and you found a way out. I said, that, I think, has prepared you for this moment to be able to handle the pressure or the intensity of a national championship game.
I've never been more proud of a team that I've coached. I think what these guys have accomplished this year, Big 12 championship, Final Four, national championship game, we'll graduate all 5 seniors here in a couple months, and these guys will go on to be great pros and fathers and husbands, and just never been more proud of a group. A lot of emotion in our locker room right now, and it's real. Just guys that care about the guy next to them.
The Masters is the biggest tournament on the PGA Tour, and it starts tomorrow. OSU golfer Viktor Hovland will compete in the tournament as an amateur after winning the U.S. Amateur Championship in 2018. Electronic communications student Trevor Ludwig has more.
Since Bo Winninger tied for 29th in the 1953 Masters Tournament, the Oklahoma State Cowboys have had a long history in the prestigious event. Over the past few decades, the Cowboys have had a total of 28 players portray their talents at the Masters Tournament, 10 of which were amateurs. This year, the Cowboys look to add another name to that list. With his victory in the 2018 U.S. Amateur Championship, Viktor Hovland punched his ticket to the 2019 Masters.
I wasn't really feeling that great with my game going into the tournament, but I had my coach on the bag, and just kind of as the week went, I started playing better and better and was kind of in the zone. In the semifinals, I played against Cole Hammer, and I was just really focused on, okay, I need to beat him, and then in the final, I meet Devin Bling, and okay, I need to beat him, and then just kind of taking it step by step, and then at the end of the day, you can kind of cherish it a little bit more. Obviously, playing Masters has been a goal of mine for a long time, and I've looked at or watched that tournament for a long time, and I thought playing that event would be really sweet, but that wasn't really the main focus with playing a tournament. You play a tournament to try to win it, and then all that stuff kind of goes along with it.
The Oklahoma State men's and women's golf teams practice at Karsten Creek. Just a few miles west of Stillwater, right off Highway 51, Karsten Creek rests secluded into the native oak trees and offers a pristine area for the teams to practice. Rob Land is the head professional and director of golf at Karsten Creek, and he ensures that the needs of the team are always met.
Everybody kind of understands why we're here. They know why the facility was built, they know how we're funded, they know our #1 priority. It's fun for me to have people come out interested in joining as a member, and I get to tell them all the details of the club. And one of the final things I say is, we'd love to have you, but our priority is the golf team. And if you can handle that as a member, that you're not #1, then great, we'd love to have you.
Since its construction in 1994, Karsten Creek has contributed to the success of many OSU golfers. As Viktor Hovland makes the trip down to Augusta, he'll need to bring the knowledge and techniques that Karsten Creek has equipped him with.
With Karsten being a hard golf course, if you shoot scores in the 60s or you play good out here, you can be pretty confident that, that score will travel to other places. Even though Augusta is totally different than Karsten Creek, good golf is good golf. It travels. If you play good, good golf is good anywhere. So, and especially out here.
Viktor is set to tee off this Thursday as he pursues a chance to be the first ever amateur to win a green jacket at the Masters Tournament.
Thanks, Trevor. Hovland will tee off at 10:30 Thursday morning and will be paired with Patrick Reed and Webb Simpson. As the last game in Allie P. Reynolds Stadium approaches, Ocala assistant sports writer Joseph Fazio highlights the history of the historic stadium.
The term "Meet Me at Alley P Stadium" has been synonymous with Oklahoma State baseball. However, on May 18th, that phrase will be used for the last time. When the Baylor Bears travel to play the Cowboys in the last series of the season, it will be time to say goodbye to Alley P. Reynolds Stadium. After the final pitch, baseball at Alley P will forever be history. Players and coaches will make a teary goodbye to their once beloved ballpark. The dugouts where players cheered during every at-bat will be cleared out, and fans will make their way down the looping stairs one last time. The gates will be closed, and the rich history of Alley P Stadium will come to an end. OSU has called Alley P Stadium home for the past 38 years. Over the years, many memories were made at the ballpark. The 2016 season saw the Cowboys make the College World Series after going 19-7 at home. The next season, Coach Josh Holliday led the Cowboys to their second Big 12 championship under his leadership. With the many memories at Alley P Stadium, it will be time to make new memories in a new stadium. For the 2020 baseball season, the Cowboys will play their home games in the currently constructed O'Brate Stadium. Changing the term to "Meet Me at O'Brate" may not be as catchy as "Meet Me at Alley P", but baseball fans will soon flock to O'Brate Stadium to cheer on their Cowboys once again.
Thank you, Joseph. Cowboys, make sure to get in your final Meet Me in Alley P moments before May 18th. Staying in the realm of baseball, Baltimore Orioles first baseman Chris Davis broke an MLB record yesterday. Davis now holds the record for the most at-bats without a hit. Davis's streak currently sits at 0 for 49. His at-bats include 29 strikes, 20 of which he went out swinging and 9 looking, 7 flyouts, 6 lineouts, 6 groundouts, and 1 reached on fielder's choice. That's it for today's sports. When we come back, Carney will wrap up the show.
Oh, just me though. Just Carney. Just Carney. That hurt.
In my mind, I was never going to walk right again. Before we were through, we had walked 23 steps. And that was my first steps of freedom. This patient is saying thank you.
Thanks for watching the Daily O. I'm Kinsey Lee.
And I'm Carney Porter. Make sure you come back tomorrow at 5 p.m. for more of the Daily O. Have a good night.